Happy 2013. You are in the Friendly Lounge, and I'm Lee Fuller. And that's Michael Frank starting us off with a song for all of you cheaters. Read My Lips. It must be obvious I love you, although I can't tell you in public. Read my lips. I hope you all had great holidays. You know, I haven't talked to you since last year because I took some time, went to Texas, and jumped on planes and went to some other places that I'll tell you about later in the show. But I have been doing my thing. But back to you cheaters out there. Those of you who could only spend time on December 26th and January 2nd, and who'll be spending time February 15th after Valentine's Day. Get your own woman. Get your own man. Have your own. Make 2013 a year that you commit to one person, and that one person is not someone else's person. Anyway, all right, let's get on with the show. See, it's a different type of show tonight. I haven't talked to you since last year. Saw a lot of strange things over the holidays that made me want to play Read My Lips. But coming up next is Your Song by Al Jarreau. That's an Elton John remake. Black Cow by Michael Bluestein, and Weak, the SWV remake by Gretchen Parlardo. You're in the Friendly Lounge. I'm Lee Fuller, and you're in the Friendly Lounge. How you feeling so far? I know I'm feeling pretty good. It's so good to be back and talking to you and having you back in the lounge. And the weather on the East Coast has been cooperating. No snow. It's all good, although that's kind of messing up my love life because, as you know, my love life is important. And the colder it is, the closer someone will be next to me. And that's never a bad thing. Okay, all right, on. Anyway, I'm feeling romantic. How about Biggest Part of Me by John Tesh? That's a remake of an Ambrosia tune from back in the late 70s, early 80s. And Angel Wings by Anna Christie. And I'm just going to dedicate this to a nameless person. Okay, there it is. You're in the Friendly Lounge. You can't hide love, and I betcha. This is Lee Fuller, and you're in the Friendly Lounge. That was Wayman Tisdale with the remake, the cover of the Earth, Wind, and Fire classic, Can't Hide Love. We are doing an all-remake show tonight. My producer, Tanya Fain, a.k.a. T-Fain, she suggested this to me. She's like, Lee, you play such great remakes. Why don't you do a whole remake show? So I'm doing it. And she was so excited to hear that first song. She said, ooh, great, that's Barry White. This may be a long night, folks. I'm not only going to bring you great music, I will be teaching Tanya, a.k.a. T-Fain, who was born about 2-3 weeks ago. So all of this is new to her. So you're in the Friendly Lounge. I hope you've had a great holiday. You know, Tanya, a.k.a. T-Fain, had a birthday recently. That was about 2 weeks ago. It was right before Thanksgiving. She neglected to tell me in advance. So I'm dedicating this show to her. This show's dedicated to you, T-Fain, T-Fizzle. We're going to go through all of her nicknames before the show is over tonight. So coming up next, a remake by Jimmy Smith. Papa's Got a Brand New Bag. Who made that originally? And James Brown. Ooh Child, originally done by The Five Stair Steps by Nina Simone. And I Can't Help It, a Michael Jackson classic by Esperanza Spalding. You're in the classroom called The Friendly Lounge. I can't help it either. Lord knows I cannot help it. And Lord knows I love Esperanza Spalding. Whew, we're back in the Friendly Lounge. And it's an all-remake show. We're doing all remakes, jazz, remakes of popular songs, R&B, pop songs that you've heard before, and actually a couple jazz remakes. And we're doing this because my producer, who just had a birthday, Tanya Fain, a.k.a. T-Fain, made the suggestion to me. And I'm following up on it, and I'm having a great time. And she is really trying to figure out who all of these artists are. And I'm enjoying the show, and trying to learn what's going on at the same time. So how about a double dose of Layla Hathaway? And that's Donny Hathaway's daughter. Layla Hathaway with a remake, a Sade remake, Cherish the Day. This is along with the Robert Glasper Experiment. And Fever with Joe Sample. A double dose of Layla, followed up by Arthur Prysock with At This Moment. And that's Billy Vera and the Beaters tune that was made popular on the TV show Family Ties. You're in the Friendly Lounge. Now, if you weren't feeling that, then your proverbial wood is soaking wet. That was Michael Bluestein with the Steely Dan classic, Black Cow. And before that, it was Al Jarreau with Your Song. Elton John made it famous, but Al Jarreau took it to another level. I told you, the best remakes tonight in the Friendly Lounge. And coming up next, a Michael Jackson cover by Tuck Andrus, Man in the Mirror. Streetwise gives us, are you ready for this? A hip-hop remake. This is a Dr. Dre, Tupac, etc., remake of California Love. Are you ready for that one? And of course, we have to follow up the jazz gangster with God Bless the Child with David Peaston. You're in the Friendly Lounge. That was the Smooth Jazz All-Stars with a George Benson remake of The Greatest Love of All. I know. T-Fane, T-Fizzle, T-Dizzle, T-Diddy, you thought Whitney Houston originally recorded this song. No. When she recorded it, it was a remake. The Greatest Love of All, Smooth Jazz All-Stars. I hope you like that. I'm Lee Fuller, and you're in the Friendly Lounge, and we are doing remakes of popular pop and R&B songs in their jazz versions. Isn't this wonderful? Isn't this a great night? And coming up next, I have a surprise for my producer because her birthday passed recently and she told me about it after the fact. That's okay. But T-Fane, happy belated birthday. And I ain't mad at you. It's the Vitamin String Quartet. That's right, with a Tupac classic. You're in the Friendly Lounge. I'm Lee Fuller, and you're in the Friendly Lounge, and I'm just having a wonderful night. That was John Tesh with Biggest Part of Me, and before that, Gregory Porter with Our Love. But let me say this about Biggest Part of Me. That song was originally recorded by a band called Ambrosia, and it was one of my favorite songs back when I was a teenager. And I dated a young lady named Jackie, and Jackie got pregnant by someone else before we actually started dating, and she was surprised that I wanted to date her and take her to prom while she was pregnant by, someone else who wasn't a very responsible person at that time. Well, as a result, we spent time together, and after she had the baby, my full name is Leon, and just because of the closeness of our relationship, she actually named her son Keon, who I am in touch with now. He is a fine young man, actually has a family of his own now, and he's an engineer doing very well in Minneapolis. And Jackie, actually, while raising him, was able to not only earn one degree, but also a second degree, actually a couple extra degrees. And she's a pretty fine educator in Minneapolis as well. And just brought back a wonderful memory, because at the time, you never know what a song means, but that song had a special meaning. Well, anyway, Mr. Bojangles, which is another song that has a special meaning to me, by Sammy Davis Jr. Sammy Davis Jr. is probably my favorite entertainer of all time, always has been, and I don't know if anyone will ever take his place. Certainly there are other very talented people out there, but he was a comedian, dancer, singer, actor, writer. He just did so many different things, and so many different things well. And also, like myself, he wasn't the tallest person in the world either. And I've kind of patterned my career after him, working in radio as a singer and as well as a comedian and actor, etc. So enjoy this one with me in the Friendly Lounge. It's Mr. Bojangles. And that's Chris Strandling with the Stevie Wonder classic, As. And I'll be loving you always, really, all of you. And I'm so grateful to you for always listening and for telling friends and for just being a part of the Friendly Lounge experience. So until the day that 8 times 8 times 8 is 4, I will be loving you always. Well, Tanya, a.k.a. T-Fane, and I, we have to get out of here. We really do. We just have so much stuff to do. But thank you for the time tonight. And just know, love is in my heart, and I certainly want it in yours. So tonight, taking you home is David Sanborn with Michael Cimbella with Love Will Come Someday, and Lee Fuller, yours truly, with Keep Me in Your Heart for a While. Good night. I have a birthday coming next month. I will be reaching a milestone of sorts. I'll be 50 years old, and you have a song that I really like called Old Man's Girl. hmm I'm not trying to put my bid in. Yes, I am. But I will be reaching 50 next month. Will I qualify as an old man?
Well, first of all, that's a loaded question right now because I'm 39 and holding, okay?
Oh,
and
you young. You young. Youngster.
And praying to God that Miss Clairol doesn't go out of business, okay? So there you go. But so if I comment on your age and whether you're qualified, I could incriminate myself.
Well, no, I don't want to put any pressure on you, but could you answer me now?
Okay. Ooh,
see, that was that old man authoritative. You see that? Did you see it come out? That was
right.
Just letting it come out. And see, I even made my voice deeper.
Lee. Okay. Lee, okay, I'm going. Jazz fans, aficionados, I'm going to put my sultry voice back on now. Well, Lee, I'm just going to say it like this. Actually, that is the only song on the album that I have not had a personal experience with that. So I didn't write that because I was kicking it with, old Joe Brown. But there have been a couple of incidents where, much to my surprise, I've been in the same room or seen on film a much older gentleman and found him just insanely attractive. And I'm thinking, Lorena, looking at that old man. I'm like, the old man got it going on.
It is really something that you haven't experienced that, but it's really something that I am at that point in my life where I am that guy. So it's an amazing thing.
Yes.
It's great that I've shaved away a lot of the evidence, however, but it is a different dynamic. And that's probably the reason why I love that song, because, for guys in my age group, when we were younger, we were often accused of being players. Well, now we're coaches.